Welcome students for today's lecture. Today we're gonna learn about the topic nodal analysis for DC circuits. So before that, in our last lecture we learned about both resistor in series and resistor in parallel. So whenever two resistors are connected in series, then the equivalent resistance will be equal to the sum of the two resistors. Then if you are connecting n resistors in series, then R equivalent will be the sum of all the resistors. Okay. So if the resistor value are equal, that is R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3 to Rn is equal to R. That is, if all the resistor values equal means, then R equivalent will be equal to n into R, where n is the number of resistors connected in series and R is the resistance value. Similarly, for resistor in parallel, so the R equivalent is nothing but the sum of the reciprocal of the resistor, or else simply for two resistor it is nothing but the product of the resistor divided by the sum of the resistor. Okay. So in case of n resistors connected in parallel, then your R equivalent will be equal to the reciprocal of all resistor, the sum of reciprocal of all resistor. If the same R1, R2 towards Rn all are equal means, that is R1 equal to R2 equal to just to level Rn is equal to R means, then R equivalent will be given by R by n, where R is the value of resistor and n is the number of resistors that was connected in parallel. So these are the things we covered in our previous lecture, and we saw some example problems also. So today our aim was to find the nodal voltage using nodal analysis. So before that, I just want to recap what is node. Okay, so node is nothing but just connection of two or more branches. So if you see this circuit, so here we have 5 branches, that is 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 10 volt, 4 ohm and 5 ohm. So these are the branches. So connector of two branches, two or more branches, considered as a node. Then this one will be considered as a node. Okay, so for example, so this one will be connected as a node, and this also connected as a node. So this is node 1, and similarly this is node 2, and here is all this connection is considered as another node. So totally we have 3 nodes here. Okay, so since these connections are short circuited, we will consider each point as a single node. Similarly for here, so we have a one node here and second node here and third node here. Okay, so totally we have 3 nodes. So today we are going to introduce two types of node. One is reference node and another one is non-reference node. Okay, so in upcoming slides we will see what is reference node and what is non-reference node. So our aim was to find node voltages. So node voltage is nothing but if you are connecting a voltmeter across 2 ohm, okay, then it will show some voltage. That voltage is called as node voltage, which can be measured at this point. Okay, so from this point, if you measure a voltage, then it is called node voltage. That is voltage across each node. So here we are going to use Kirchhoff's current law, that is KCL. So with the help of KCL, we will find the nodal voltages. So here we consider the nodal voltages as circuit variables. So in order to solve any complex circuits, we are just going to use the nodal voltages as unknown, and from the help of nodal voltages, we will find all other available data or unavailable data which required for the given circuit. Okay, so instead of considering all the data like current through 1 ohm or voltage across 1 ohm, current through 5 ohm, current through 4 ohm, so instead of taking each and every element of the circuit, we are just considering only node voltages alone. For example, if this is the circuit, then we will consider the nodal voltage here V1 and this one as V2. We won't consider this voltage, we will take this as a reference node. So here only we have two unknown, that is V1 and V2. So thereby we are reducing the number of equation. Okay, so instead of going for a lot of equation to find the variables, we are just reducing number of equation. We are making use of Cramer's rule or simultaneous equation to solve the equation to get the unknown values. So this is our aim. So how to find nodal voltages. The first step was select a node as a reference node. So if you are given a circuit, then the first point is you have to select a node as reference node. That's the first thing, and you have to assign voltages, that is V1, V2, V3 towards Vn minus 1 to remaining n minus 1 nodes. Consider if you have a circuit which has 5 nodes, in that 5 nodes, one node will be taken as reference node, other 4 nodes will be taken as non-reference node. For that you have to give a voltages V1, V2, V3 and V4. Okay. So next one, these voltages are taken as a reference with respect to your reference node. That is, if you connect a voltmeter across that node and reference node, the voltage will be equal to the nodal voltage. So the reference is taken from reference node. So that's the third point, and we have to apply KCL, that is Kirchhoff's current law, to each of the n minus 1 non-reference node. Okay. So we have to here, next point is we have to use Ohm's law, because we are using Kirchhoff's current law in order to express the current in terms of voltage. We are using Ohm's law here, that is V is equal to IR, that is I is equal to V by R. So instead of current, we are replacing that by nodal voltages. So after that, just to come up with simultaneous equation and solve the same to find the unknown voltages. So these are the steps we will follow to determine the nodal voltage. So let us take an example and follow the same. Okay. So before that, what is reference node? So reference node is nothing but it's just a ground, or you can consider a node which has a zero potential or zero voltage. Commonly we will take the negative terminal or the ground terminal as our reference node. So it is indicated by any of the three symbols given below. So first one, this is a common ground, and this is a normal ground, and this is a basis ground. Basis ground is nothing but the ground of the enclosure or the sealed containment. Okay. So here if you see this circuit, so totally we have 3 nodes, right? So this one, the reference node, that's why they have mentioned that as 0, because it was connected to ground. Okay, and this one considers node 1, that is non-reference node, and this one is node 2, that is non-reference node. So totally we have 3 nodes. In that, 2 nodes are non-reference node and 1 reference node. So now our aim was to assume voltages to the non-reference node. So for 1 we will consider V1, that is voltage V1, and here V2. Okay, so that's our aim. We have to select a reference node and we have to assign voltage to non-reference node like this. So the node 1 was, the voltage across node 1 is considered V1, and the voltage across node 2 was considered V2. And we have to apply Kirchhoff's current law at each non-reference node. First we will apply here at node 1. So here the incoming current is capital I1 and outgoing current is small I1 and small I2. So and then I2, sorry. So totally we have 4 branches. So I1 is entering and capital I2, small I2, I1 are leaving. That's why the equation is like this. So if you apply at node 2, so here small I2 is entering the node and capital I2 also entering the node, and I3 is leaving the node. So capital I2 plus small I2 is equal to I3. So we have applied the Kirchhoff's current law to each node. So now our aim was to replace. So we know the value of I1. So I1 is nothing but a current source value, and I2 is nothing but a current source value. But the small I1, so I1 and I2 and I3. So these 3 variables must be replaced with the help of our nodal voltage V1 and V2 by using Ohm's law, that is I is equal to V by R. So how we are replacing is, so instead of I1, okay, so instead of I1 we can consider voltage across R1. So voltage across R1 is nothing but V1 minus 0. So here the potential is 0 because it is grounded, right? So this is ground, so here the voltage will be 0. So V1 minus 0 divided by R will give the value for I1. For that, so current will always travel from higher voltage to lower voltage, like water. So water will flow from upper area to lower area, right? So like that, current will flow from higher voltage to lower voltage. So the formula for current will be V higher minus V lower divided by R, that is higher voltage minus lower voltage divided by the total resistance. So here the higher voltage is V1, okay, lower voltage is 0, that is I1 is equal to V1 minus 0 by R1. Similarly I2, so the current direction is from V1 to V2, that's why higher voltage will be V1, okay. Because we have chosen the direction as it is moving from V1 to V2, that's why formula will be V1 minus V2 divided by R2. Similarly for I3, that is V2 minus 0 divided by R3. So these are the current which we just mentioned in terms of nodal voltage by using Ohm's law. So capital I1 is equal to I2 plus V1 by R1 plus V1 minus V2 by R2. This is based on the Kirchhoff's current law which we just derived from the previous slide. Similarly, for second node, this will be the formula. So here capital I1 and capital I2 known values. Similarly, resistor R1, R2 and R3. So these three variables are known values. So here unknown means the small v1. So this is a unknown and v2. This is unknown. Totally we have two unknowns and we have two equations. So I1 and I2. By solving this by using Cramer's rule or simultaneous equation, we can find the value of v1 and v2. So this is what we will do for nodal analysis. Okay. So let us go for an example. So find the nodal voltage V1 and current through 2 ohm. So our aim was to find V1, the voltage V1. This is the one thing, and current through 2 ohm. That is the current means here. So what is the current that is flowing through 2 ohm? So these are the things we have to find. Okay. So totally here we have two nodes, right? So one is reference node. So this one is our reference node number 1, and we have only one non-reference node because all these points are short circuited, right? So that's why we have only one non-reference node and one reference node. So now our aim was to give a current direction. Okay, so we have to give current direction in order to apply Kirchhoff's current law. Okay, so for that I have given I1, I2, I3 and I4, that is 4 branch currents. So totally we have 4 branches connected to node V1, right? So in this node we have totally 4 branches, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for that I am just giving the current value and current direction. Okay, so always take the current direction as leaving from the node. Okay, so you can see here the arrow is just leaving from the node V1. So every time for solving any sum, just to take the current direction as leaving from the node while solving nodal analysis. Now apply KCL at node 1. So which is nothing but I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 is equal to 0 because all currents are leaving the node. Okay, there is no current that is entering the node, that's why equal to 0. So now substitute the values of I1, I2, I3, I4. So here I3 is nothing but 1 ampere, but here the direction is towards the node. We have taken the direction as leaving the node. So both the direction are opposite. Okay, that's why I3 will be equal to minus 1. Okay, similarly for I4, I4 is equal to 2 ampere. The direction of the current source and direction of our arrow both are same. So both are leaving the node. That's why we can take I4 is equal to 2. So similarly I1, so I1 is nothing but V1 minus 0 divided by 2, that is V1 by 2. And I2 is equal to V1 minus 0 divided by 4, that is V1 by 4, right? So I just substitute the values. So now just multiply by 4. Just bring the minus 1 plus 2 here, so which will be equal to minus 1. Take LCM, so you will get the value of 3V1 by 4 is equal to minus 1. So bring the term here, so which will be equal to V1 is equal to minus 4 by 3 volt. So the nodal voltage is nothing but minus 4 by 3. So we have found the nodal voltage V1. So one is over. So next one is the current through 2 ohm. So current through 2 ohm is nothing but I1. So here I1 is what? So I1 is V1 by 2. Okay, so V1 we have just found, right? Minus 4 by 3. Then I1 is equal to V1 by 2. Substitute the value of V1. So minus 4 by 3 divided by 2, which will be equal to minus 2 by 3 ampere. So this is the answer. So we have found a nodal voltage and we have found the current through 2 ohm. So this is what the takeaway from the example. First, find the number of nodes. In that, just separate the non-reference node and reference node, and then give current direction for the branches to each node. Okay, then apply KCL and then replace the current in terms of nodal voltage and solve the equation and find the voltage. So that's all. Okay, so now we can go for next sum. To calculate the nodal voltage in the given circuit. So here we have 3 nodes, right? So one reference node, so node 1 and node 2, 2 non-reference node. So totally 2 non-reference node and 1 reference node. Okay. Now just give current for each node. So I have used the same name for current for node 1 and node 2. If you want, you can change the name. So you can use I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6, I7 like that. So I am just for understanding, I have taken current 1 to current 4 to name the branches. So at node 1, so we have 3 branches, right? So 1 and 2 and 3. So total 3 branches connected to node 1. So I have taken the current as I1, I2, I3, everything. So all currents are just leaving the nodes. Similarly, for node 2, we have 4 branches. So 1, 2, 3 and then 4. So totally 4 branches. So we have 4 current. So I1, I2, I3 and then I4. Okay. Now apply KCL at node 1. So I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. Here I1 is nothing but nodal voltage. 1 is nothing here. The nodal voltage considers V1 and here it is V2. I1 is equal to V1 by 2. Similarly, I2 is equal to 5 ampere, but the direction is opposite. So this is leaving the node, but here it is entering the node. Both are opposite direction. That's why minus 5 ampere. For I3, so current direction is from V1 to V2. Then the formula will be V1 minus V2 divided by 4. Okay. So I1 is equal to V1 by 2. This is minus 5 because the direction are opposite, and here higher potential minus lower potential divided by resistor. So since the current direction is from V1 to V2, we have taken V1 as higher potential. So this is the equation number 1. Okay. So next, just to multiply this by 4, so you will get the equation like this. So 2V1 minus 20 plus V1 minus V2 is equal to 0. Just to bring the constant value here, add 2V1 and V1. So the equation will be 3V1 minus V2 is equal to 20. So this is the equation number 1. So now apply KCL at node 2. So here I1 is nothing but the current from node 2 to node 1. Okay. So I1, don't confuse the I1 here with I1 here. If you want, you can just change the name as I4, I5, I6, I7. Okay. So here I1 is nothing but current from V2 to V1. I1 is equal to V2 minus V1 by 4. Similarly, I4 is nothing but V2 by 6 and I3 is nothing but minus 10 ampere because the direction is opposite, and here I2 is 5 ampere because the direction is same. So I1 is V2 minus V1 by 4, I2 is 5 ampere, I3 is minus 5, I4 is V2 by 6. Okay, just multiply by 12, the equation will be like this, and just bring the constant term towards right side and add the V1 term, V2 term. So the equation will be minus 3V1 plus 5V2 is equal to 60. So totally we have two equations, equation number 1 and equation number 2. We have two unknowns, V1 and V2. So now just add the equation 1 and 2, automatically 3V1 and minus 3V1 get cancelled. So which will be equal to 4V2, that is equal to 80, that is V2 is equal to 20 volt. So now substitute the value of V2 in equation number 1. So if you substitute here, it is minus 20 if you bring that to right hand side, it will be 40. Then V1 is equal to 3V1 40. V1 is equal to 40 by 3, that is 13.33. So we have found the nodal voltages V1 and V2. So next sum, obtain the nodal voltages in the given circuit. Okay. So first point, take this as a reference node. So one thing over. So next one, number of non-reference node. So 1, 2. So okay. So we have totally 2 non-reference node. So name it as V1 for node 1 and V2 for node 2. Okay. Now just give the current direction. Okay. So current direction like this. So I have given the current direction I1, I2, I3, and here I4, I5, I6. Apply KCL at node 1. So which will be equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So here I1 is nothing but minus 1 ampere because the arrow mark direction, that is current entering, here current leaving, but here the current is entering. So both are opposite. So minus 1. So here V1 minus 0 by 2, that is V1 by 2, and here the current is flowing from 1 to 2. Okay, that's why V1 minus V2 divided by 6. So just to solve the equation, you will get the answers. 4V1 minus V2 is equal to 6 for first equation, that is for first node. Okay, similarly apply KCL for node 2, that is I4 plus I5 plus I6. So I4, the current is traveling from V2 to V1, that is higher potential here is V2, that is V2 minus V1 divided by 6. For I5 it is V1 minus 0 divided by 7, that is V2 by 7, and here both the direction is same for 4 ampere and I6. So I6 equal to 4. Okay, just to multiply by, or else just take simplify using LCM and find the equation. The equation will be minus 7V1 plus 13V2 is equal to minus 168. So this is the equation 2 which we just calculated using nodal analysis in node 2. So this is the node 1, sorry, equation number 1 which we found from the node 1. So multiply the equation 1 by 13. So this is the equation, and substitute the node 2 here. So minus 13 plus 13 will get cancelled. Okay, so which will be equal to 45V1, that is equal to minus 90. Then V1 is equal to minus 2 volt. So we found the value of V1. Just substitute the V1 in equation number 1 here. So that is minus 8. If it comes here means it will be plus 14. Okay. So V2 is equal to minus 14 because we have minus here. Okay. So totally V2 is equal to minus 14. So V1 is equal to 1 minus 2 and V2 is equal to minus 14. So these are the nodal voltages for the given circuit. Example 4. For the given circuit, find the voltage across each current source and current through 1 ohm and 4 ohm. So this is somewhat different from the examples that we saw in previous slides, right? So they didn't ask for the nodal voltage. Instead, they asked for the voltage across each current source. That is voltage across 3 ampere and voltage across 7 ampere and current through 1 ohm and current through 4 ohm. So we need to find these 4 things. Okay. So first of all, here we can take this node as a reference node, that is a zero potential node, and we have a non-reference node number 1 here, number 2 here, and number 3 here. So totally 3 non-reference node and 1 reference node. Let us name this as V1 and this one as V2 and this one as V3. Okay. So if you take the voltage V1, that is nothing but voltage across 3 ampere source. Similarly, V3 is nothing but voltage across 7 ampere. So if you find the value of V1 and V3, this will be equal to the voltage across the current source. And if you know the value of V2, then you can find the current through 1 ohm by V1 minus V2 divided by 1 ohm. Similarly, for current through 4 ohm, that is V2 minus V3 by 4 ohm. So anyhow, we know we need to find the nodal voltages V1, V2, V3. Okay. So we have 3 non-reference node, 1 reference node. Let V1, V2, V3 be the nodal voltages. So this is the circuit. I have read on this. So I have given the current direction. So everything is just outgoing from the node. So first apply the KCL at node 1. Okay. So if you apply the KCL at node 1, so here 3 ampere and this arrow. So both are same. So this will be equal to 3, and here it will be V1 minus V3 divided by 2, because the current is flowing from 1 to 3. Like that we have chosen the arrow. So V1 minus V3 divided by 2, and for this one here the current is moving from 1 to 2, that is V1 minus V2 divided by 1. So this will be the KCL for node 1. So just solve it. The equation will be, so 3V1 minus 2V2 minus V3 is equal to minus 6. So equation number 1. Okay. So similarly, apply KCL at node 2, that is at this point. Okay. So if you apply that, means here the current is flowing from V2 to V1. Then this current will be equal to V2 minus V1 divided by 1. And here it will be this arrow. It will be equal to V2 divided by 3 ohm. And for this one, it will be equal to V2 minus V3 divided by 4 ohm. Okay. So similarly, just multiply by 12 or just take a LCM. Okay. So you will get the equation as minus 12V1 plus 19V2 minus 3V3 is equal to 0. So this is the equation number 2. Okay. Similarly, we have to find the equation for node 3. So apply KCL here. So for this arrow, so current is moving from V3 to V1. So V3 minus V1 divided by 2, and for here it is V3 minus V2 divided by 4, and for here it will be V3 divided by 5, and for here it is 4 ampere, but the arrow marker in opposite direction, that's why minus 4 ampere. Okay. So if you apply the KCL, it will be like this. Sorry, 7 ampere it is. So minus 7 ampere. So minus 7. So V3 by 5 this one, and V3 minus V2 by 4 this one, and V3 minus V1 by 2. Okay. So if you take the LCM, so 20 will be the LCM. Just to multiply by 20 or take the LCM, the equation will be minus 10V1 minus 5V2 plus 19V3 is equal to 140. Okay. So now we have here 3 unknowns, right? V1, V2 and V3, and we have totally 3 equations. So 3 equations, 3 unknowns. So either you can go for simultaneous equation, or else you can solve by using Cramer's rule. So here I'm going to use Cramer's rule. So for Cramer's rule, you have to construct a matrix called delta. So delta is nothing but the coefficient of V1, V2, V3. Okay, so 3 minus 2 minus 1, that is 3 minus 2 minus 1. Similarly, next row is minus 12 minus 19 minus 3. Third row is minus 10 minus 5 plus 19. So this is del. Okay. So you have to find the determinant for del. So which will be equal to 272. Either you can calculate as usual, like 3 into 19 into 90 minus 15 plus of 2 into minus 12 into 19 minus of minus 3 into minus 10, and then minus 1 into minus 12 into minus 5 minus of 19 into minus 10, like this. Or simply you can use your calculator to calculate the determinant. Okay. So then you have to find delta 1. So delta 1 is nothing but just removing the or replacing the first column by the constant value, that is minus 6 minus 0 and then 140. Okay. So if you replace the first column of del by this constant, then it will be equal to del 1. So del 1 is nothing but 1424. Similarly, if you replace the second column of your del by the constant value, then it will be del 2. So you can see the first column and third column are same as del. So second column alone replaced by the constant value. So the value is equal to 1392. Similarly for del 3, so you got to replace the third column alone with the help of this constant value. So third column alone replaced here. So minus 6, 0, 140. So the determinant value is 3120. So by using the Cramer's rule, you can find V1, V2, V3. So the formula of V1 is nothing but del 1 by del. Similarly, for V2 it is del 2 by del. For V3 it is del 3 by del. Okay. So we know the value of del 1 and del. So 1424 divided by 272. So which is equal to 5.325 volt. Similarly, for V2 del 2 by del. Okay. So we know the value of del 2 and del. So it is 5.188. And for V3 it is del 3 by del. So that is 3120 divided by 272, which is equal to 11.47 volt. So finally we found the nodal voltages, that is V1 and V2, V3. Okay, but this is not they asked the voltage across each current source. So if you see the circuit diagram, so current voltage across 3 ampere is nothing but V1. Similarly, voltage across 7 ampere is nothing but V3. Okay, so voltage across 3 ampere is V1, which is equal to 5.235, and for 7 ampere it is V3, that is 11.47 volt. And next question is the current through 1 ohm and current through 4 ohm, which is nothing but V1 minus V2 by 1. As per Ohm's law, V by R. So always current is flowing from higher potential to lower potential. So here higher potential is V1, lower potential is V2. So the value will be equal to 0.117 ampere. Similarly, for 4 ohm. Okay, so 4 ohm. Here, if you note the voltage, so V3 is greater than V2. Okay, so then you have to take the current as this direction. Okay, higher potential to lower potential. That's why formula is V3 minus V1 divided by 4. So V3 is 11.47 minus 5.235 divided by 4 is equal to 1.559 ampere. So if you want, you can choose V1 minus V3 also, but the value will be in terms of negative. You will get the answer as minus 1.559, but the arrow mark will be from V2 to V3. Okay, so anything you can choose, but the magnitude will be same. The polarity or direction will get varied. Okay. So next sum, so the last sum for the given circuit, find the nodal voltages. So here we introduce a new concept called super node. So here you can just see, we introduce a voltage source between two nodes. So in the last 4 examples, we don't have any voltage source, right? So here we have connected a voltage source in between two nodes. So and we have a parallel resistor between the voltage source. If any two nodes which consist of a voltage source and it has a resistor parallel with it, then the nodes are called as super node. Here the node 1 and node 2. So both are called as super node. Hence we consider these two nodes as a single node. So how we will proceed is, first of all we will write the equation for the super node. It is nothing but V2 minus V1 divided is equal to 2. Okay, so V2 is here they are given as positive, and for V1 it is negative. That's why the formula is V2 minus V1 is equal to 2 volt. That is for super node. And again we will remove the whole super node, that is 10 ohm and 2 volt, and we will write the KCL for the nodes, other nodes. Okay, so let us see here. So here we have two non-reference nodes, that is one here and two at here, and we have a reference node at this point. Okay, so here we have a super node, that is a node enclosing your voltage source between 1 and 2, and we have a resistor parallel to it. So our aim was just to remove the super node. So if you remove the super node, voltage will be V2 minus V1 is equal to 2 volt, because this is the value of voltage source. We have taken V2 minus V1 based on the polarity of your voltage source. Here they are given minus plus. If it is of plus minus means answer will be V1 minus V2. Okay. So now redraw the circuit like this. So we have removed the super node, that is 10 ohm and 2 volt was removed. Now apply KCL to the super node. You have to consider these two nodes as a single node and you have to apply the KCL. Okay. If you apply KCL at this point, so here V1 by 2 represent this arrow. Okay. So V1 by 2 represent this current, and minus 2 ampere represent this current, because 2 ampere, the direction of 2 ampere and this arrow both are in opposite direction. That's why we have mentioned as -2. Okay, and then this one for V2 by 4, and here 7 ampere and the arrow of this current source both are in same direction, so which is equal to +7. Okay, so instead of writing as a 2 equation, we have written the equation as a single one because of the super node concept. Okay, if you have any sum which has a super node, first of all you have to write an equation for the super node and then remove the same and apply the KCL considering that as a single node. Okay, so just take the LCM, so which will be equal to 2V1 plus V2 is equal to -20. That is equation number 2. We already have the equation 1 as V2 minus V1 is equal to 2. Okay, so just solve the simultaneous equation, so which will give 3VV1 equal to -22. Okay, so here the equation 2 is nothing but your 2V1 plus V2 minus 20. Similarly, equation number 3 is nothing but this one, minus V1 plus V2 is equal to 2 volt. Okay, so just subtract the equation, you will get the value of V1 as minus 22 by 3 volt. Okay, just substitute the value of V1 in equation number 3, so you will get 22 by 3 plus V2, so which will be equal to 16 minus 16 by 3. So this is the voltage at node 2. Okay, the nodal voltages are V1 is equal to minus 22 by 3 and V2 is equal to minus 16 by 3. So these are the things we have covered in our today's lecture. So first we saw why we are going for nodal analysis, why we are taking the circuit variable nodal voltages as our circuit variable because of reducing the number of equations to solve the unknowns, and what are the steps to determine the nodal voltages. There is nothing but first you have to select a reference node and give a name to non-reference node and then apply KCL and use Ohm's law to represent the current in terms of nodal voltages and solve the equation either using simultaneous equation or Cramer's rule. Okay, then we saw 5 examples. Okay, the last example is mainly based on supernode. So these are things we covered in today's lecture. So kindly go through the video again. If you have any query or any feedback, kindly let me know. So complete the assessment posted in our classroom. Thank you guys.